shut it down, when we shut down the border, so to speak. We shut it down to China. So when you say that I wasn't prepared, I was the first one to do the ban. Now other countries are following what I did. Really, when I had to make a decision, do I stop people from China, and specifically that area, but from China, to come into the country? And everybody was against it. Almost everybody, I would say, was just absolutely against it. The World, Health Organization was very much against. They didn't like it. They actually put out statements about it. Doctors, nobody wanted to make that decision at the time. It was very, very early. Call it luck or call it talent, it doesn't matter. We made a great decision. I cut off China very early, and if I didn't, we would have a chart that you wouldn't believe. If we didn't cut off China, we would have been in some big trouble. I was called a racist by Democrats, a racist. I was a racist because I decided that I didn't want to have people that could hurt our country come in. But I closed it down, and I was called names by some of the morning show hosts who don't have a clue what they're talking about. They're not smart people. And I made a decision to close off to China. Sleepy Joe Biden said it's xenophobic. I don't know if he knows what that means, but that's okay. He said it's racist, what I did. I talk about the Chinese virus, the fight against the Chinese virus. Chinese virus. I like China. Like, the Chinese people are phenomenal people.
This is a foreign disinformation campaign.
Disinformation campaign.
This disinformation campaign.
China's disinformation campaign.
Misinformation online.
But CNN and others fanning disinformation.
I would note that Wuhan also has China's only biosafety level 4 super laboratory that works with the world's most deadly pathogens, to include, yes, coronavirus. We also know that just a few miles away from that food market is China's only biosafety level 4 super laboratory that researches human infectious diseases.
This is not a bioweapon. Nobody made this virus in a laboratory. This is a product of nature.
They repeatedly delayed sharing that information with the globe. So, yeah.
The Chinese Communist Party cost this country and the rest of the world 6 weeks of preparation because they did not tell us.
The message from China was absolutely clear. We knew that 11 weeks ago. And then we wasted February when we could have acted.
During the virus back in January, when it was in Wuhan, we offered to send teams of medical assistants, doctors, scientists, the whole 9 yards. And China said no. They said, we got this handled. In fact, they had been lying about it and sitting on it for weeks and weeks and weeks.
My guest tonight is known as a virus hunter. He was invited by the Chinese government to study the coronavirus and to help them tackle the outbreak. Joining me now is Ian Lipkin.
One of the reasons I went to China at the end of January was to figure out what they were doing that was different to treat people.
We tried, you'll remember from the opening days, to get our scientists, our experts on the ground, but we weren't able to do that. The Chinese Communist Party wouldn't permit that to happen.
We were able to send teams of our health experts in the middle of February to look at the raw data, to understand what's been happening in China.
Number one, the CDC actually has gone. Looks like hopefully they went to Wuhan. They've gone to China as part of it. Looks like the WHO team. They looked at some raw data.